Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in this episode of World of Tanks, and it is moi in my mighty AMX 65T. You don't see that every day, do you? You know, you don't see that. I've got one mark on it. This is going to be my two-mark game. I'm really fighting some ping issues, anywhere from 60 to 90, and then I've got some pretty good lag. You'll see or not lag, but packet loss. You'll see the tank and the game jerk around quite a bit in this game, something I've been fighting for about almost 2 weeks now. This is a two-mark game. I'm trying to get this tank to 100 battles, which I have done, and I stayed around 2-mark percentage, somewhere around 85%. This was the apex of my greatness in the AMX 65T. Not a fantastic tank, but we are here on Minsk, and it's top tier, so really not a bad setup for it. What it's facing, the 100, the IS-3, neither one of those I really want to tangle with. Not overly worried about the P-44 unless he really is able to just dump a clip into me. And I like to come over here to the west side on Minsk. I think the west side's probably the critical terrain. This map has eluded me as far as doing really well on it quite a bit. I feel like, I'm pretty sure that most of the time it's the west side that determines how this game goes. Everybody over on the east side is just playing peekaboo over there, right? Peekaboo, punchy face. I find the Pantera, but he's already taken some hit points. I'm able to drop another 393. 400 alpha on this gun. The one thing this thing does is pen and alpha. Even though it's not defender level alpha, it's 400. So it used to be, it was kind of the OG big alpha heavy tank. Even though it's just, everything else about it is pretty bad. The gun is okay accuracy, not bad. So as far as a gun platform goes, it's decent, but it's got a pretty long reload for a 400 alpha. It's very slow. The turret traverse is very slow. The armor profile is average to bad. So we're just going to push in here. And the reason I like bringing heavies up here is you can kind of bully a push like they brought, which is not a whole lot of power other than the Pantera, but the Pantera is down hit points. So I'm going to cross here and be pretty aggressive. Didn't really know he was there until I kind of saw him as I was crossing. It is dangerous because you can take a lot of shots inside. If somebody's posted on this corner, it can be very dangerous indeed. But I was curious if I was going to proxy light anybody sitting here, and it looks like I'm not going to. The Pantera got hurt pretty badly, so he's not too interested in being nearby. So I'm able to kind of work around here and get some nice shots in on this T-25. There's the 20. I kind of scoot forward thinking, am I going to get proxy lit? No, I'm not. T-25/2 dies. And that leaves me an opportunity then. Now notice what I just did right there. I zoomed out as far as I could, and then I took a look around to see where his turret was pointing. And his turret was pointing towards these guys, which is going to give me an opportunity. He's not looking at me. Just come around here and just plap. He does get his turret there, but he misses. Long reload, so I do need to play this a little carefully, but it looks like, then there goes the Pantera. So he was out over there, he dies. That means there's this guy and maybe a T-69. So I'm going to try to drag and I've got a pretty good force here. I'm going to try to drag my allies forward and win this thing. We get a sweet damage here, right? Yeah, no, we're going to get a track. Track only. Their T-69 is probably reloading. I know he's in here somewhere, so I expect him to show up. I'd love to get rid of this T-20. So I don't really want to fight both those guys. And so far, my buddies haven't shown up, although now I've got the T-69. So I look and see, all right, there he is. He's going to come around the corner. The Barask is coming in. Barask takes down the 20. I get ammo rack to fix it quickly, manage a bounce, get another shot in there, take another hit, manage another bounce. So 2 bounces and a hit out of all that works for me. The T-69 on my team is out of shots. Barask is on a reload, so that allows me to come in here, and grumpy T-69 cries in the corner, and down he goes. So that's why I like bringing a heavy into the west side of the map, because if they only send a medium force, you can be the bully in there and do work like that. Once you clear that out, you've got a lot more options. Usually, your team is going to invest enough people in the northeast that they're going to be able to hold on for a while right there. The 100-01 was definitely a problem. And the Carnarvon, I believe, was down there trying to face him. I think I would have had a lot of trouble doing anything to that guy other than dabbing number 2. So we're able to clear out a lot of their more mobile and medium tanks. And now we've got to collapse back into them. My team's actually doing a really nice job with the 100-01. In fact, they take him down after that gang tackle. So the enemy team didn't do a fantastic job. You can see the IS-3 stayed back. He was hanging out in the city right there. So the thing to remember, if you are going to bring your heavy up to this fight, especially when you're top tier like I am, you are leaving the city kind of to their own devices right there. So you do need to be aggressive, which is one reason why I continued to kind of press and push in to continue to try to take the hit points down. A lot of times when you are pressing one flank and they've got somebody like a 100-01 and they notice that the other flank is losing, they become less interested in pushing even if they have an advantage. That's not really true of good players. They'll see that and realize they need to push. But most players, and you got to go with the odds, most players will see that and go, well, I can't really push. I'm going to have to be very careful. And I find the T-28 prototype. Now, while I was talking, it did take me a while to move down here. I don't know if you noticed, but my spotting circles, I kept them right on the edge. I didn't want the Charioteer to come around the corner. I didn't know where the Scorpion was, and I didn't know where the Proto was. I didn't want them all to be sitting here, me get lit by the Charioteer and just absolutely wrecked by 2 or 3 TDs right there. So I was a bit careful coming in. Our Scorpion G moves up and starts working on the Charioteer, or at least keeping them busy. Then we find the Scorpion G over here. This is where I'm having trouble with the, look at that, holy cow, with the packet loss and the ping, trying to get my shots online. Waiting for that long reload, takes a while. This guy's going to disappear. I'm just going to shoot into the bush. Whatever. There we go. So we got him. And I'm not going to get any more damage. So 3,563. Those guys jump all over and kill the IS-3. 143 assists. This is the 2-mark game. I'll show you the cards afterwards there. It's not a fantastic tank. Really, it's how you drive the tanks. Even bad tanks, you can have good games. Here's one. Would I expect to have a bunch of good games with this? Not necessarily. I did end up with a 60% win rate in it in 100 games, so 160 lost 40. But my DPG is pretty low for a tier 8 heavy, so some of that is going to be team dependent / RNG going on there. That this is probably more like a 55% win rate tank if I put invest a bunch more games into it, because the 1700, I think it's about 1700 DPG I have does not indicate a 60% win rate for a long time. But you kind of enjoy doing well in crummy tanks. This one, plus it's just weird looking, right? It is just weird looking. I wonder if the teeth, I wonder what this would look like if you put the teeth on the front. I'm going to have to go check that out. All right, that's all I've got. See you guys. Well, for some reason, the grin isn't available for the AMX 65T, but I found a big target that you could paint on it. That way people know where to shoot you. Just shoot him. See you guys.